Hello and welcome. So today I'm going to be trying to do a live solve of the Guardian Quick Cryptic crossword number 12. And this has been published on the 22nd of June 2024 and it's been set by Masquerade. So just to, these quick cryptics by the Guardian are a series of puzzles that are intended to help beginners get into them. So they've got a limited range of cluing types. And the instructions tell us or remind us that every clue will have a definition either at the beginning or the end, and then the four types of clue we've got today are palindromes, so words that read the same forwards as backwards. Now that could be useful in that if we've got one answer and we're stuck on one of them, we might be able to use some letters and put them in the opposite position to try and help us get to another word. So we've got palindromes, charades, which is where you build up an answer from the synonyms of other words. Double definitions, those are hard. Those can be very hard. If you need to be able to think of, there'll be maybe two words. The first, both meaning the same thing, but if you cut, they can be hard to think of. And finally, reversals, which are just, I guess, one word backwards gives the answer. So those are the four types. So I haven't looked at the grid yet, I haven't looked at anything. I'm going to take my time on this one today and just talk through my thoughts, really elicit what I'm thinking as I do things, so that that's my aim, is to help the beginners try and understand that. So I hope that'll be helpful. So without further ado, I'm going to get on with it, get cracking. So 1, biblical woman, she comes and goes. Okay, so my first thought there is biblical woman just went Eve, and then she comes and goes. That surely means it's a palindrome, but Eve is a palindrome, but it doesn't fit a 6-letter clue. I can't think who that is. I'm going to move on, but I'm looking and just going, look, we've got letter there. If it's a palindrome, then that letter will be the same there, so that'll give us that one. That will give us that one. So when we get that down clue, we can put that in there. We get that down clue, we can put that in there. When we get that down clue, we can put that in there, and we can get to the answer. Moving on to the next one, celebrity rodents. So my brain has gone celebrity, rodents, rats, and then my brain's turned that around to become star. Going west is saying that's a word. So rodents going backwards. So if we put rodents backwards, going west, r, a, t, s, rats, which gives us a star, a celebrity. So let's go on down to the next one. Famous reason for cancellation of snooker competition. It doesn't sound like a palindrome. It doesn't sound like a reason. It sounds like a charade then, because it's unlikely to be a double definition. It's very long. Famous reason, cancellation of snooker competition. I mean, the only snooker competitions I can think of are the World Championships. I can't. A snooker competition, a frame. I'm not getting any thoughts there, so I'm going to move on to the next one. Arrest and boycott on reflection. So that sounds like a word that's going backwards. Boycott, I thought ban, so let's think ban. Now if we turn that round, we get nab, N-A-B. So I'm going to skip to these ones because it's a little bit easier to get a word that's got some letters present. 6, give the lie to potato upset. Give the lie to potato upset. So my brain is thinking that's a word that's going upwards, which will give us the answer downwards. And I know that potato is a tuber, and if you were to put tuber upside down, you would get rebut. I don't know if that means give the lie, but when you rebut something, you are saying no, I disagree with that, which kind of sounds like give the lie, so it sounds like it's right. Let's have a look at this one, see if that helps us out. Paper money returned for cheesemakers substance. Whew. Again, this sounds like it's a word going backwards, so that'll go that way to give us a cheesemaker's substance. Well, a cheesemaker's substance, I would have thought that was milk goes to become cheese. I'm going to take out that. I'm going to go there. So, number of workers for lodgers. Okay, so I've got TN. That makes me think 10. and then I'm thinking lodgers are tenants, and then if I break that down, workers are ants, worker ants. It's, you know, comes up a lot in crossword. Ants are workers. So tenants are lodgers. Okay, let's go back to the crosses. Fire and pillage. So that sounds like a double definition. Fire and pillage. I can't think of a word that means fire. Shoot. Lit, light. Pillage is to steal. Yeah, can't think of anything that goes in there. Let's go down to this one. Abandons foliage. That's definitely a double definition. So when you get two words like that, that's pretty much double definition. So we want a word that means abandons, and we want a word that means foliage. Well, foliage is leaves. So that's abandons. But if you can't come up with that word for either of them, you're in trouble. Yeah, double definitions are hard. That's all I can say really. So look at this. Accustomed to American newspaper man. So I think we had this a couple of weeks ago on one of them, and this is, yeah, American newspaper man is always US ed. It's an old chestnut really, and if you're accustomed to something, you're used to it. I mean, quite often you'll see that as employs to get used, or employed, should I say? But yeah, used. So let's go down to this one. 18. Tax from museum takes time. Take time. Tax from museum takes time. I mean, when I read that clue, I want to look for a hidden word because it says tax from, but there are no hidden words in this clue. We've got palindromes. Time would be T something, T tat. But I don't think you get tat. I mean, you do get tat maybe in the museum in some ways, but I don't think that's the clue. Reversal could be a charade. Could be. I mean, VAT is a tax. VAT is a tax. I don't know. I can't. You know, I thought these were for beginners. I mean, I've been doing these long enough, and I can't even see these answers. Cannot even eat here. Cannot even eat here. So my brain is not saying cannot even eat here. I mean, my brain is just saying I can't see how you get a palindrome out of that. I can't see a double definition. I can't see. I mean, it could be reverse. There's nothing to indicate it's a reversal. There's nothing saying it's going west or it's going up. So that makes me think it's can't. Can't is cannot. Aha, even. Canteen, I mean, would be the answer. You eat here, even. Cannot even. Can't een. I don't know why. I don't know why even would be Eve. Een. I mean, it's kind of like a. Ah, no. I was going to say, is it even? Even notes. We're not doing an alternates this week. I would think that's canteen, but as I say, I don't understand why. Songbirds, mischief. Okay, so we've got a double definition. Word for songbird. Word for that's a lark, I would think. I'm lucky I've seen the word recently. Lark. You know, if you're having a lark, you're having mischief. Songbird is lark. Bone and pouch. That's peculiar. So again, that sounds like a charade. That means think of a word for bone, something like rib. A pouch is a sack. That's peculiar is not. That's rib sack. So bone and pouch. Bone. Jaw. Peculiar. Peculiar is rum. I mean, it could be the other way. It could be something rum. Peculiar is rum quite often, or odd. Pouch. Bag. Sacrum. I think it's sacrum. Yeah, sacrum's a. So a pouch is a sack. Yeah, sacrum is. I think it's part of the hip area. Let's look at that one. Looks like ear. Not make, but make a wrong move. Taking queen with rook. Of course. So the queen is ER, and rook is an R. So ERR. And if you make a wrong move, you've erred. So I read the whole clue there first. Went make a wrong move. Taking queen with rook. And then I just tried to fill in the letters I got. So this would look like to me to denim. material extracted and brought up. Denim, because it's mined going upwards. And we actually had that in probably the first, I think one of the first or second Guardian Quick Cryptics, which, you know, that's one of the reasons you need to do these regularly, is because you start seeing the same words. Anna, I think, frozen princess, turned over just the same. So turned over just the same as Tammy. This is a palindrome. As I said, before I even looked at the clue, I was looking at that thinking what words will fit in there. And not a lot. Anna was the first thing I think. Well, I guess the princess in Frozen is Anna. We've also got the fact that if it's turned over just the same, it says it has to be a palindrome. So we know it ends in A, so it starts in A, and we know it ends in the middle and ends in the middle. So that's nice and easy. Look at this one. Barrier for receiver of stolen goods. This is double definition. I know that a receiver of stolen goods is a fence, and a barrier is a fence. And to be fair, I'd looked at these clues just before I went over there. I could see E and C. So fence. But there we go. This clue over here I'm looking at, before I even look at the word, I'm looking at that's going to be a palindrome, and the word palindrome I would go for is level. That's my first thought. Horizontal and vertically. So yeah, level. Something that's horizontal is level. Yep. And vertically, is the answer. Tax from museum takes time. So okay, I said the word VAT, didn't I? And the V&A is a museum, the Victoria and Albert, and it takes time. Put a T on the end, so that's a charade. It's a tax now. I couldn't see that, even though I stared at it for a minute or so earlier. As soon as I got the V, it became easy, which is part of the deal with crosswords. Have words you can, get things you know, which is why I'm kind of working my way back round to things I've seen. Boat that's under a wine glass. Boat that's under a wine glass. So this sounds like, I can see that's unlikely to be a palindrome. Could be a word that's going up, but there's nothing in the clue that makes you think this is a word that's going to be a reversal going up. I guess it might be a charade, but I think the fact that you've got to say one part of that definition is boat, and then that's under a wine glass would be the other, or boat that's under a glass. Under a wine glass, sorry. Boat that's under a again, can't do it. Can't think what that is. Fire and pillage, I can't think what that is. So now I've got a problem because I haven't looked at these downs yet. Tracks down in small county. I think that's S. I wanted to go Kent, Scent. Skent. Tracks down in small country. Tracks, small county. Counties, 4-letter counties. So that can be an abbreviation like, I was going to say Hearts, which is of course 5, but Bucks is 5. Kent, Dorset, Cornwall, Devon. Can be Irish counties, so county down, but we've got down in the clue, so that won't be it. Okay. Going back to this, if that is S, I've just looked at the biblical woman, she comes and goes. Is that literally she's? Is that the name of someone in the Bible? I don't know. Let's see what happens on this. Numbers up after tax. Numbers up. Is that she? I don't think that is she's. I think that was a bit too hopeful on my part. Numbers up. 1, 2. After tax is net. 10. My brain's gone 10. Number is up, so the word 10 going upwards. So if you when you get your pay packet, you get your gross salary or gross payment, and then after tax it becomes your net payment, so it's net. So we know there's an N there because it's a palindrome. And if that's S, I think S. Not sure about that. Let's go over to this one. Up and down group. So again we've got a palindrome going in there. Okay. The only, I mean, again, something I've seen in the past, I guess. The only only one I know there is, I can think is Abba. Ah, now I've got, and now I know in the Bible, Hannah. Hannah was a character in the Bible, so there we go. Good. Let's go back over here then. Tracks down in small county. Don't know. Still don't know. Famous reason for cancellation of snooker competition. Pot. Pot black. Pot. Famous reason. Sorry, I'm laughing because I realised what I can see is the TB, and I was suddenly thinking about snooker means there's a table, and therefore if you cancel your snooker competition, it's 'cause you've got no table, and famous is notable. So yeah, famous, notable. Reason for cancellation of a snooker competition is no table, which is actually that's made me laugh a lot. Tracks down, hunts. Ah, yeah, Huntingdonshire. Okay, so what the setter's done there is actually reduced Huntingdonshire to hunts, which is why it's a small county. It's not literally a small. I don't know if it's literally a small county or not. I have no idea. But they said, look, I've made it smaller. Fire and pillage. Fire. Shot. Can that be shot? Ah, I've looked back here, and my brain's gone coaster. Because I think a wine. Yes, a coaster goes under a wine glass. You put it's kind of a mat, isn't it? So just seeing those letters on a second glance, suddenly look back, my brain just filled in the word coaster. Um, and now fire and pillage makes more sense because I'm thinking what goes in there? Sack. We had sack down here, so maybe it's a little bit in my thing. And if you fire someone from a job, you sack them, and if you pillage, you ransack the place. So there we go, sack. So I've got two left. This was the cheesy one, I think, cheesemaker's substance. Paper money returned. Ah, I now know what that is. Paper money is a tenner, and now I remember that actually cheesemaker's substance is rennet. But that's I'm quite willing to acknowledge these are not easy. If you don't know what rennet is, getting to paper money can be hard, and I've seen that a couple of times along the way. So this looks like it may be a palindrome with those two E's nicely placed. So let's go and see what the clue is. Make an illusion either way. Yep, either way suggests it's a palindrome. Make an illusion is to what is it? What is to make an illusion? You these I mean, it's hard. It's hard when you haven't got the first letter, although you can at least fill in the first letter. I mean, WW. It can't be. It's unlikely to be a E. Refer. I think that's refer. I would go with that being refer. Make illusion. So you saw there, I just started doing alphabet check. Go across the top of the keyboard. It's not going to be Q because we haven't got a U there, or it's on, and it isn't going to end in Q. It's not going to be W. Not going to be E. W didn't give me anything. R gave me that, and I just thought refer suddenly popped in my head. So let's do a check and see where it's got. And that's everything done. So, that was I got through it all. I wouldn't say that's particularly easy. As you saw, these ones in the top left-hand corner. I'd never looked at the down clues, but those first, a lot of clues there I was not getting until I'd got some letters on the board, and that really is part of doing cryptic crosswords. Is having some letters in place really helps. Really helps. I mean, you saw me look at Anna and see that without even, and fence as well. Both of those I knew the answer just from seeing what was there. I thought was ear, but it wasn't because the clue didn't support it. So don't dive in with answers, but have an idea as you go into it, maybe what's there. But yeah, not an easy one, but all done. I hope the video helped and you enjoyed it.